Gentlemen, sorry for the delay of the second cocktail video of the week. There's a cold going through the house, and I've succumbed to it for a night. I just didn't feel up to A, making a video, and B, having a drink. My body needed to recover, but doing great today. Feeling excited for this cocktail. This is much like earlier in the week, the Sazerac. This is one of my favorites. It's a New Orleans cocktail. It's a New Orleans classic. It was probably made similar time period as the Sazerac. And I picked this one in particular for Eric because it's kind of a light, kind of fun. I don't know. It's not like a dour, sit in a dark bar, like nursing your drink with like a smoke cloud above you kind of drink, you know? It's like a smile on your face, having fun, listening to good music with all your friends and stuff. And then, that kind of makes me think of Eric. He's not the kind of guy you find at like a dark corner at a bar, you know? So this seemed like it would be appropriate, especially since I wanted to get that nice little New Orleans theme going, since the first drink was also from New Orleans. Anyway, the name of the drink is the Ramos Gin Fizz. Again, I know quite a few of you guys went to New Orleans, and I don't know if you had either of these two cocktails. The first time I had a Ramos Gin Fizz was at Two Jacks, which claims to have the best one, and it was phenomenal. So this one should be a good one. It should be a fun one. Should be enjoyable. So let's get started. I'll have the ingredients above my shoulder here. Now, a fun thing about this drink is it involves egg white and cream or milk, depending on what you have. And a little trick for when you have a drink with egg white in it is to dry shake, as they call it, which is to use the shaker without ice before you shake it with ice. And so I have an iceless cocktail shaker that I'm going to fill with all the ingredients except for the club soda, and shake it for about 15 seconds, and then add ice and shake it for another 15 to 20 seconds. This is one that they really emphasize really shaking it, because the idea is that the egg whites and the cream almost form like a meringue kind of like frothiness that tops a drink and makes it really almost like milkshakey kind of or something. It's pretty good. It goes well with the gin and the orange flower water or orange blossom water. So, all right, we'll get started. As I've done in the past, or started doing in the past, the smallest ingredients go first. So we'll start with the orange flower water or orange blossom water, depending. I'm going to pour it first into my jigger, just because it's easier to see in case I put too much in. So just a few dashes, they say, so I'll just pour a little bit in. 3 dashes. What's a dash, right? You don't want to put too much, but it does add a little something to the drink that's undeniable. So pour that into the shaker, dry ice style, or dry shake, no ice style, whatever. And then I will do half an ounce of, I have oat milk because I'm allergic to dairy, so we don't have dairy in the house very often. So hopefully it doesn't screw it up too much, but you can use regular milk or heavy cream or half and half, really much any of that. It's not a huge deal. So, and then I have got half an ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce of lime juice. If you only have lemons or only have limes, you can do 1 full ounce of each, or 1 full ounce of whatever you have if you want. But I try to stick to the letter of the recipe when possible. And then we need 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. This is a good Friday night drink. I'm bummed that I had to delay it at night, but this is a good Friday night, enjoy with people, enjoy with friends kind of drink. And it's one of Karen's favorites, actually. So I'll be making more than one of these tonight, probably. Now we need the gin. I am using Old Tom gin, which you'll notice not all of them, but a lot of them have a different color. They get that Oftentimes they get that from a barrel that they're aged in. Sometimes they just add color to make it different. But Old Tom gin is like a very kind of old school recipe gin. It oftentimes can be stronger than regular gin. This, for instance, is 88 proof instead of 80 proof. And it can be a little sweeter sometimes, or maybe not even that, just more like citrusy, like have a little bit more of that flavor. I prefer it for drinks like these, a lot of mixed drinks. I use dry gin for like martinis and things. But for something like that, or like a Negroni, but for something like this, I kind of like to use the Old Tom gin. What the hell's wrong with me? And let's see, is that everything except for the egg? All right, so 1 fresh egg white. Now there are a couple ways to get an egg white out of an egg. The way I usually do it, I will show you. As you crack it in half very carefully over where you want the egg white to go, and then you just sort of bounce it back and forth between the two halves, slowly getting all the egg white off of the yolk without breaking the yolk. You gotta be kind of gentle. And once you've gotten pretty much all of the egg white out, or if it looks like the yolk's about to break, there you go, only egg white. Another way to do it, I've done it sometimes, is you can break it into your hand with your fingers, not like all the way outstretched, but your fingers just kind of gently outstretched, and just gently shake it so that the egg white kind of filters through your hand. Or maybe you have some like fancy device, I don't know. So, we got all those ingredients in there. Now, like I said, we will dry shake it for about 10 to 15, it says 10 seconds, but I err on the side of caution, I suppose, so I'm gonna go for a solid 15 seconds here. And, whoa. Motherfucker tried to open up on me. Must be shaking it too vigorously. I do have a question from Brian. It's kind of a makeup question of sorts, because I fucked up his question earlier in the week. But I'll get to that here in a second. I'm trying to concentrate on counting seconds. Who knows how long that actually was, but that's probably good enough. All right, now I will go add ice. There will be a simple edit point, so I'll be right back with a glass full of ice. And now there's ice in it, and I will shake it for another 15 seconds or so. I should probably think about answering that question, huh? All right. So, Brian wants to know. All right, that's probably good enough. I forgot to get ice for my glass. Collins glass, which this isn't technically one, but that's kind of a taller, narrower glass. I'll be right back. And now I have ice. So, Brian wants to know that with his new question. So I guess his question about Nick was not referring to him like managing a fantasy team. It is a more common, the thing that makes more sense is how much money would I trust Nick to manage for me in an investment world. So, anywho, I don't know how much I'd give him. Probably none. I don't know. I don't really know much about investing, so that's not really my style, I guess. But the new question is, both Eric and Nick offer services, Golf Pro investment advice. Whose service would I be more likely to purchase and why? I would have to say probably Eric's golf teaching or whatever. I've golfed a handful of times. I'm terrible at it, but I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And I bet if I took a few classes and got even like mediocre, like even a hair better than I am now, I'd probably enjoy it even more. So, and then give me an excuse to hit the links. You know, I have family that does it, and maybe it'd be fun to do that with them. I don't know. So that's probably why. No offense, Nick. I'm sure you're a wonderful money manager. It's above my pay grade. You got to talk to the wife about the whole money thing. All right, so all that's mixed up now. You pour it over ice. Good and frothy. Just how they like it. And then, a neat little trick. I forgot a bottle opener. I will be right back. Voila! is you pour the club soda into your mixing cup. And you don't want to like shake it, but you just kind of let it, you know, not really, just kind of stir it around a little bit so that it captures some of the extra egg yolk or egg whites and things of that nature. And get some more of it into your glass, because you really want that nice frothy top. Like I said, it's almost like a milkshake. All right. And like a lot of gin fizzes, Tom Collins, that kind of thing, it's usually best to have it with a straw. Let's give this a try. Oh yeah. Like I said, it's a nice, bright, kind of fun, milkshakey, almost. Again, I keep using that term because it has a lot of similarities, but it's a good dessert drink. It's a wonderful drink. And I recommend anyone make it. The other bonus thing about this is really, other than the orange blossom water, which usually you can find next to your any basic liquor store, or even some grocery stores, like Hy-Vee has it, I think. You can find it next to the bitters and stuff, just because it's common enough. Other than that, everything else, you know, is pretty simple. A lot of people have this kind of stuff laying around. So, and if you don't, it's not that hard to get some couple lemons and limes, some club soda, simple syrup, and gin, you know. So it's not too difficult of a drink to make, and telling you, it's good, it's yummy. So I hope you enjoy it. To both of my opponents this week, I hope you lose. I hope you lose badly. To everyone you're playing, I don't really care, as long as I win. I think a couple victories this week could really push me to the top, heading into the last weeks of the season and into the playoffs. So give them hell. Get drunk so they drunk, or don't. I don't judge. Cheers, gentlemen, to another week.